Today, we're going to dive into the big ideas from Ramit Sethi's book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And we're going to focus on one super powerful concept, how to build a financial system that basically runs itself, so you can start living that rich life right now, not, someday way off in the future.
So, let me ask you something. Does this feel familiar? You're doing okay at your job, the paycheck is good, maybe even really good. But at the end of the day, you've still got that little knot in your stomach about bills, about saving, about whether you're even doing any of this money stuff right. If that hits close to home, then you are in exactly the right place.
The wild thing is, that feeling of financial peace, it often has way less to do with how much you make and everything to do with the system you've got. You can have someone pulling in a huge salary who is just stressed out of their mind, living paycheck to paycheck. And then you've got someone with a much more modest income who feels totally in control. They're sleeping like a baby. The real game changer isn't the number on the paycheck, it's the design of their system. So, what are we really trying to do here? What's the goal? Well, the book argues that this isn't about becoming some kind of expert at pinching pennies or saying no to everything you enjoy. No, it's about building a life of real freedom.
So let's just redefine what we're aiming for. A rich life that isn't about hitting some magical number in your bank account. It's about having choices, it's about being able to book a vacation without feeling guilty, or having the freedom to walk away from a job you hate. It's simply about money not being the main source of stress in your life. It's about that peace of mind.
Okay, so how do we get that peace of mind? This right here is the absolute core of the whole philosophy. See, most of us fail at money because we're relying on willpower. We try to save more. We mean to invest. But that's a battle you have to fight every single day. And honestly, it's exhausting. Willpower is a finite resource. It just runs out. And the solution? It's to build a system that doesn't need your willpower. A system that just works for you, automatically, humming along in the background. You set it up one time, and it takes care of all the important stuff for you, every month, like clockwork. You're basically putting your entire financial life on autopilot.
All right, so you're probably asking, okay, that sounds great, but how do I actually build this system? Well, it's all about creating a super clear path for your money, giving every single dollar a job before you even get a chance to think about spending it.
And here's the blueprint. Your paycheck gets split into 4 buckets. First, about 50 to 60% covers your fixed costs. That's rent, bills, the stuff you have to pay. Then, a really crucial 10% goes straight into your long-term investments. Another 5 to 10% is for your savings goals. Think a down payment, a wedding, a big trip. And the rest, that 20 to 35%, that's your guilt-free spending money. Spend it on whatever you want because you already know all the important things are covered.
So here's how that magic actually happens. Payday comes, your salary hits your main account. Then, like the very next day, a series of automatic transfers you've already set up kicks in. Whoosh, money goes to savings. Whoosh, money goes to investments. What's left over in your checking account is what you get to spend for the month. No complicated math, no agonizing choices, and absolutely zero guilt. The system did all the heavy lifting for you. Now, one of your very first savings goals has to be this, building up an emergency fund. We're talking at least 6 months' worth of your essential living expenses. And listen, this isn't an investment. Think of it as an insurance policy against life's curveballs. This is the money that gives you the power to say no to a bad situation because you've got a cushion. It's the ultimate foundation for financial security.
And what about investments? That automated 10% might not feel like a lot at first. It's just a small seed. But thanks to consistency and the incredible power of compound growth, that little seed starts to grow. After a decade, it's a plant. After 2, it's a small tree. And over 30 years, it becomes this massive, strong tree that can provide for you. That's how real wealth is built. Slowly, steadily, and best of all, automatically.
The key thing to remember here is to just forget about trying to be a stock-picking genius. Don't waste your energy trying to wait for the perfect moment to invest. That's a losing game. The real secret is just consistency. Your automated system makes sure you're in the game, investing regularly, month after month. That time in the market is what really builds wealth, not trying to perfectly time it.
And now we get to the best part. Once your system is up and running, it frees you up to actually enjoy your money. This is not about cutting lattes. It's about spending your money with intention.
So, the wrong way to think about it is this mindset of scarcity, where you feel kind of guilty about every dollar you spend. The rich life way is the total opposite. It's about figuring out what you absolutely love. Maybe it's amazing dinners, or travel, or a certain hobby, and spending extravagantly on that. And at the same time, you find the things you couldn't care less about, and you cut your spending there mercilessly. It's about using your money to maximize your happiness.
You know, one of the greatest gifts this system gives you
It's immunity to all the financial noise out there. The news is always going to be screaming about a market crash or the next hot stock, but your system, it doesn't care. It just keeps on working in the background, saving, investing month after month. It lets you stay calm and stick to the plan no matter what the daily panic is.
Okay, so if this is all so great, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, the single biggest enemy we all face is just inertia. It's so much easier to just keep doing what we're already doing. But honestly, just taking that very first step is the hardest part of the entire journey.
So let's quickly run through the traps you want to avoid. First, don't wait for the perfect time to start. It's never going to come. Second, don't try to build some crazy complicated system. Simple is better. Don't rely on a temporary burst of motivation. That's what automation is for. And the biggest one, stop planning and start doing. A pretty good plan that you actually start today is infinitely better than a perfect plan that you start someday.
This slide really just sums up the entire mindset shift. We're going from relying on willpower to relying on automation. From feeling guilty about spending to spending consciously and with joy. From reacting to every bit of news to sticking with a long-term plan. And maybe most important of all, we stop hoping to save what's left over and we start paying ourselves first, automatically.
When you boil it all down, the ultimate goal of this entire system is actually pretty surprising. It's to help you think about money less. By creating a system that takes care of the big stuff for you, you free up all that mental energy to focus on what actually matters. Your life, your family, your happiness. You make your money work for you, so you can stop spending all your time working for it.
And that really just leaves us with one last thing to think about. If you knew your savings were on track, your investments were growing, and you had a clear budget for guilt-free spending every single month, what would you actually do with all that freedom? What would your rich life really look like?